It's me again. I've been trying to reach you.
I never expected you to do this to us.
I'm not okay.
You have no idea what I'm going through.
I need help.
It was my whole life.
Why can't I break my family ties?
I don't hate you, and I hate that.
New York City, home to an underground writer that decided to end the summer with the beginning of a new story.
They fell in love at ages 19 and 23. Although Paris is said to be the city of love, New York City feels more romantic. Not too long ago after she moved in, she encountered a guy that came from a different culture and followed different beliefs. Beliefs that may be complicated to understand as an outsider. A year and a few months had gone by, and the relationship that had formed between the two shifted in a direction that was destroying them both. It was hurting him, but it was killing her. The first few months were magical, and the feeling of everything being so unreal was more than enough to inspire a book about their love story. There were some clear signs that she chose to ignore, which fueled the relationship's decline.
At the tone, please record your message.
Hey, look, I know you're going through some things, but you promised that we would never leave and that we would always fight. And so far, I'm doing my part. It just hurts that you're not fighting back. I hate that. Every day that passes by, I wonder what made you leave and what wrong did I do to push you away. You were the greatest.
Balance is said to be necessary in our lives and can even be considered the key to a healthy and happier life. Balance applies to relationships as well. It was an accumulation of tears, frustration, regrets, and mess-ups that made them clash and start drifting apart. All of these aspects combined pushed them to eventually part their own separate ways. As much as he was hurting from it all, it was he who thought that this was for the best. How could you survive when you hold on to your past and don't give it up? Family enmeshment isn't a small problem, but it is often disguised as love, support, loyalty, and strong bonds that come with a price. He gave in to the biggest lie of his life. He thought that he needed different, that he needed more, and indeed he did. He was made for greater things, but he failed to realize that more was her, and that success in life can also just be doing everything that feels right with the person you love. As the weeks went by, he was not able to reach her no matter how hard he tried. He realized that he let his happiness go to hell the day he decided to walk away.
Hi. I miss you. It sucks. You know? Ever since I left you, I don't feel the same. I feel misplaced. I hate this place. I'm tired of just being one more person that lives the life that someone gave them. Like everyone else in this fucking place. I'm surrounded by people who don't bring any inspiration into my life. I was at my happiest when I was with you and away from this environment. There is nothing that I want more than to travel, wake up to you again, and just do whatever the hell I choose to do with my day.
Thinking back to the beginning of their relationship, she felt that something was different about this guy. She felt an imminent fascination for him and she couldn't explain it. This was something that she had never experienced before with anyone else. She normally felt happy being all by herself and she was never the one to let her happiness depend on anyone else.
I was never that person who thought you needed someone in order to be happy, but I have no idea what happened when I met you. And just so you know, you're not the only person that's hurting. You clearly have no conception of how much this relationship actually meant to me.
Their love was truly magical, but the problem wasn't hollow. The issue was evident and it dictated his life in an extraordinary way. The boundaries between his family and him were non-existent, and the unhealthy emotions soon overshadowed his actions towards her. He did not have an extra strong bond with them as he was raised to believe. Instead, the freedom to grow as an individual away from the nest was something that he was deprived from. Over-involvement in your child's life as a parent will cause trauma and develop extreme guilt that will hold them back. Is this what you define as wanting the best for your child?
I just wish that I can feel like I can live my own dreams, that I can choose my whole life without having to involve my entire family. I feel like I have no identity of my own. I wish that I can do what my heart dictates, but it's hard to do so when you're stuck in a situation where it's all and everybody or nothing and nobody. There's no space for personal growth. Individual goals are a backstab to your own flesh and blood, according to them.
In hopes of saving him, she ended up losing herself and the recollection of an identity of her own. The same identity that made her amazing and distinguished her from the average. She tried so hard and did her very best to do what nobody else would have expected, but instead, it seemed to her like she had pushed him away.
You have one unheard message.
I've been thinking about your last voicemail, and it's weird because I know that you get it, so it's sad that you're not taking action to change the situation. I want our life to start now. We're young, and we shouldn't be wasting our 20s. Look, I know I can't fix all your problems, but I at least thought that we could get through this together. The one thing that you need to do is just overcome your fear of consequences and just go after what you want. I mean, if we keep doing what we're doing, you will never change. You won't change.
He was aware of the mistake he made of letting her go when he realized that she was the inspiration to keep going and to feel alive. That was when he knew that he wasn't him if it wasn't with her. His emptiness grew the more he let his fear hold him back and allowed the guilt to dictate his life.
You have one unheard message.
It's me. I never really found any purpose in my life until I experienced love with you. I just want to distance myself from the world and go to you.
As time progressed and the months went by, they continued exchanging voicemails as if one were to go and the other would see and not pick up. She loved him to death and almost more than she loved herself, but after a while of empty promises, she stood up for herself. Action was required on his end, and she promised herself never to take words over actions again. He was aware of his problem, but it came across as if he wasn't doing anything about it. She was fighting the battle alone, but you can only hold on so tight. He knew she was the one, but the enmeshment kept drifting them apart.
I heard your message. I don't get what's stopping you. We're both aware that the choice is on you and the change is within you. Make it happen.